What's going on, guys? Welcome back. In the winter time, I really like fishing clear water lakes, cold water, techniques. It's fun. Fish will get grouped up, they bite. Nobody's on the lake typically. And lucky for me, I live near one. I live near Smith Lake. There's a lot of lakes all over the South and that, they don't set up the same, but they set up similar. Tennessee, Georgia, mainly, I guess you would say, where you can do this style of fishing. A few years back, we fished a tournament at Cherokee Lake, and one of my buddies, kind of honed me in on the technique, and I wasn't really that successful with it, but it was the Damiki Rig. And I'm sure this rig has been around a long time. They just called it that because guys were using a Damiki bait, and I'm assuming that's why, and they had the style head fit for that fishing. But it's deadly, and when the fish get deep, even when they're not suspended, they're close to the bottom. It just works really well. There's something about how subtle this bait technique is that they can't stand. Really, the key things with this technique is, number one, I would say the head. I don't know if I've really found the perfect head, but I do like these two. This one is a Outcast tackle, a 3/8, and this one is a Dirty Jigs 3/8. But both of these jig heads, they got a 1/0 hook in them, and that's something I really like, especially on these really small minnow style baits, is that 1/0 hook. And the reason I use a 3/8 is just simply I can get it down to those fish when they're in 35, 40 foot. You can drop that bait and it gets down to them quick.
Oh, here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Oh, missed him. No. Got him. There he is. Looks like they're hanging around a little tree or something. Missed the first one.
If you drop a 1/4 ounce, which a lot of guys do, I'll drop a 1/4 sometimes, but it's just not it's gonna get down there and you're already past the fish, or the fish have moved. So you can't really go wrong with any 3-inch style minnow bait. This is a Berkeley Gulp 3-inch minnow. This one works well. I'll catch some fish on it in the video. And this is a champ minnow. This is a little bit bigger bait. I typically like a 3-inch when the water's clear, and the fish they may be eating smaller bait. If the water's got a little stain to it, and I feel like they can't maybe see this as good, I'll go up to this is a 3-4, and that works well, under those conditions.
Oh yeah. Spitting up shad. A bunch of them right there. 2.5 or so. Damakian.
And I think the biggest, I wouldn't say mistake, but where you can go wrong when you're fishing this technique. And you'll see me in the video of, you know, catching a few fish. I'm really just gonna kind of hold this bait. It's gonna have a lot of action regardless when it's down there in the water. You know, just one little movement and it's gonna be shaking. So you don't really have to jiggle this bait up and down. I just wanna hold it steady or bring it up a little bit. That way, you know, it's getting away from them, and they seem to tend to like that. You know, this technique is typically used straight vertical fishing, where you're looking on your sonar, you're looking on your active target, you're seeing those fish, you're dropping down on them. But, you know, now we got active target. A lot of times you can see those fish out a little bit further, and I'll actually cast to them and bring it over the top of them. And you can catch a lot of fish doing that now, which is crazy. Just picking out individual fish or a school of fish. That way you don't even have to get on top of the fish anymore.
I see that, I can get it. Good one too. By himself, I think. Wasn't many with him if it was. Decent one, not a giant, but 2.5 pounds.
Now the Damiki Rig, it's definitely a cold water killer. Catches a lot of fish this time of year. Something I'm gonna have, you know, if I'm in a deep clear water lake, always gonna have it on. Something to keep in mind next time you're out on the water, and y'all have a good one.